Hello friends, welcome to Planet to Soul by Chandra Yogini Jyotish. So today we will be continuing with the series of Yogkarak planets, and today's topic is Yogkarak planet in Gemini ascendant, that is Mithun Lagna. So Mithun Lagna is a dual sign 3, 6, 9, 12. All these four signs, they always fall, both the signs fall in the Kendra only. Any Lagna, for Virgo also, for Gemini also, for Sagittarius also, and for Pisces also. So this is a dual sign. So according to rules, it is very difficult to find out that which is the Yogkarak planet for these dual Lagnas, because the another sign of 9th and 5th Lord falls in 8th and 12th bhav. So we have to decide accordingly. So anyways, we will start with the Gemini ascendant. Let me tell you that Gemini people, we find they are very talkative. They have got a good sense of humor. They are into communication, they are into media, they are into acting, commerce, translators they are fond of occult, researchers, and the most important thing, that for being a very good Jyotish, being an astrologer or studying an astrology, one should be having very good placement of Mercury in the chart along with other placements. So Mercury plays very important role for being a Jyotish. So now we'll come to Gemini ascendant. So as I told earlier, being Lagnesh, Mercury will be Shubh or beneficial planet for Gemini ascendant. It will give good fruits to the native in its Dashantar. So now again I will tell here that Budh if in Kendra only, that means if Budh is in ascendant only, so it will create one of the Panch Mahapurush Yoga called as Bhadra Yoga. So this Budh will fructify very good to the native in its Dashantar, or whenever in Gochar this Mercury will transit over the ascendant, it will give good fruits to the native. So we'll go to second house. So second house consists of Cancer ascendant, that is a moon sign. So for Mithun people, second house is Marak Sthan as well as it is a neutral house. So moon is not considered good planet in Gemini people, for Gemini people. Unless and until if Jupiter is placed in second house, like Morarji Desai had Jupiter in second house, but he has to do lots of struggle. So many years he struggled and then he got the post and position, that also for very little period. Because one another reason of this, that for dual signs Mercury and Jupiter falls in Kendradipati dosh. They are not Yogkarak planets in dual Lagnas. So now we'll come to Chandra again. So moon being a lord of Marak Sthan will not fructify to the native unless and until it is placed in exalted sign, that is in 12th bhav also. So native may be earning from foreign sources, or maybe having connection with foreign people, or you can say traveling mode always is, or fluctuating income native is having, or native is born in the family where fluctuation of income is seen. So for Gemini people, second house Chandra is not Yogkarak. Now we'll come to third bhav, which consists of Leo sign, that is Lord is Sun, Surya. So Surya is also a Shubh planet for Gemini people. Even though Mercury is comfortable with Surya, because they are very near to each other always. Mercury, Sun and Venus, they don't go far from each other, not more than 45 degrees. So even though Sun is friend of Mercury, but being a place in third house, that is Trishadiyadi, that is 8th to 8th. Every ascendant, when I am explaining, I am uttering these words Trishadiyadi, 3, 6, 11. So these houses are not counted good unless and until this Surya is placed in Trishadiyadi only, creating a Viprit Rajyog. That is in third bhav only if Sun is placed, or Sun is placed in 6th house, or Sun is placed in 11th house. That will be exalted Sun in 11th house if it is placed. And if it is placed with Mercury, that is with ascendant, it will give good fruits to the native. But these fruits will be very neutral. That will not last long. Because in particular period only these fruits will be seen. And also this Sun will give low resistant power to the native, being a lord of third house, 8th to 8th, maybe wherever it is placed in. So we talked about Surya now. Now we will come to 4th house, where is a sign of Virgo, Kanya Rashi. Again Mercury, we talked about it. If at all Mercury is placed in Kanya Rashi for Gemini people, it will again create a Bhadra Yoga. And keep in mind, if this Mercury is placed in Lagna or in 4th house, creating a Bhadra Yoga, it will fructify good to the native. Or if it is placed in 7th or 12th house, we say that yes, it is placed in Kendra, so now Shubha planet has come into the Kendra, then it will fructify good, or it is in Kendra only, so it should fructify good. No. It will create Kendradipati dosh if at all it is placed in 7th or 10th house. So Mercury should be out of the Kendras to at least give good fruits, so that little bit of Ashubha fruits can be decreased in some extent. So now we'll come to 5th bhav, where is a sign of Libra, Tula Rashi. So for Gemini people, the first Yogkarak planet will be Venus, as Venus is a sign of 5th house, that is a Trikona Sun, which is Lakshmi's Sun, for finance, for creativity, for earning, for good living, for Bhagyodaya, everything we have to see Venus, as Venus is friend to ascendant Mercury also. The another zodiac of Venus is placed in 12th house. So it will decrease the result to 40%. It will give only result of 60% to Mithun people, because another zodiac is in 12th house. If at all this Venus is placed in 12th bhav, that will be in own sign. Or if at all this Venus is placed in 5th bhav, that is in own sign. Or if at all this Venus is placed in 10th bhav, which is exalted sign. So the fruits will vary accordingly. If it is in 10th bhav, then karmas will be, the native will be doing karma in creative line, or say productions, or say architecture, or acting, or say cloth merchant or something, whatever, media line. So fruits varies in which nakshatra it is placed, again we have to see that. So Venus is first Yogkarak planet in Gemini ascendant. Now we will come to 6th bhav, where is a sign of Scorpio, Mars. So it is placed in 6th house, and another zodiac of Mars is placed in 11th house. Both are Trik sthans, Trishadiyadi. 6th house is Trik sthan, 11th house is neutral, not considered good. So Mars is totally malefic planet for Gemini people. Mars Dasha Antar will not go good. If at all Mars is placed good in the chart, or say if Mars is placed in 8th house, again I will talk about Shri Morarji Desai's chart. He is having Mars in Capricorn in 10th bhav, along with Lagnesh, Mercury. So if at all it is placed in exalted sign or own sign, still it will not give good fruits to the native as it should give. It will give more and more struggles to the native. After a long struggle, person will be getting success. That also person is not satisfied with that struggle. Always looking forward for more and more things. So Mars is giving Ashubh fruits in Gemini Lagna. Now we will go to 7th house, where is a Sagittarius sign, Jupiter sign. So if at all Jupiter is placed in 7th house, so it will create one of the another Panchamahapurush, which is Hans Yog. But Karko Bhav Nashaya. So native may get late marriage, no marriage, or very early marriage. The spouse will be dominating, or you can say very well versed also, even though not literate. But Jupiter is not Yogkarak for Mithun people. Then we will go to 8th house, where is a sign of Capricorn, that is Saturn, and again 9th house, Bhagyasthan, fortune house, it is a sign of Aquarius, Saturn. So second Yogkarak planet for Gemini people is Saturn, as it is a lord of 9th house. That is why we are considering Saturn also as a Yogkarak planet for Gemini people. But only, again I will say, 60% fruits are seen for Saturn Mahadasha. Again I will talk about Morarji Desai's chart. As Morarji Desai had exalted Saturn in 5th bhav in Gemini ascendant. So in Saturn Mahadasha only he became minister. In Saturn Mahadasha only he got all the fruits. But why he got all fruits very late? Why he has to work hard, or why he has to struggle so much? Why he has to fight with all other politicians like Mrs. Indira Gandhi and other politicians of Congress? Why he has to fight? Because Morarji Desai had Surya and Rahu in 9th bhav. Late fortune. Surya, even though being a third lord, it is placed in 9th house with Rahu. So lessening and deteriorating the fruits of the 9th bhav, late fortune, because this Surya is placed in Saturn sign. Saturn is Karaka for giving the things late latif. But this Saturn was exalted in 5th bhav, so he became minister. But this Saturn gave him long lasting appreciation also. After his death also people are reminding him, remembering him. In his Saturn Dasha he got all the fruits, all good fruits. Because the Surya Rahu was in 9th bhav, was in Dharmasthan, and he had exalted Jupiter in 2nd bhav, he was very good in Ayurvedas. He knew all the medicines of Ayurvedas because of this Surya Rahu placed in Saturn sign. So I am just diverting the topic of Gemini ascendant because Morarji Desai's chart is very interesting chart to discuss for Gemini ascendant. So Mars was exalted in his chart in 8th bhav with Lagnesh, and keep in mind that whenever any zodiac Swami, I mean whenever any lord of any Rashi, if is placed with exalted planet, it becomes Shubh. So even though Mercury for Mr. Morarji Desai or for anybody's chart, even if Lagnesh ascendant is placed in Trikstan, but if with exalted sign, so that planet becomes Shubh to give its fruits. So he was highly intelligent, he was highly intellectual, and he was a very strong person, because this Lagnesh with exalted Mars in 8th bhav is creating Parvat Yoga in his chart. In anybody's chart it will create Parvat Yoga. So he was like a Parvat, very strong personality, very strong person, very good longevity he had. So Saturn is the second Yogkarak planet for Gemini ascendant. Then we will go to 10th bhav, where is a sign of Pisces, Meen Rashi. So we already talked about Jupiter here. So Jupiter at all placed in 10th bhav, it will give consultation, it will give counseling. People having Jupiter in the 10th bhav are very fond of lenient work. They don't want to run after anything. उनको भागना पसंद नहीं है कहीं भी. आराम से काम करो. दिमाग ज़्यादा लगाते हैं. They use their brains than their legs. Even though if Jupiter is placed in Meen Rashi of legs. Now we will go to 11th bhav, where is a sign of Aries, Mesh Rashi. So we already talked about Mars here. So Mars is not at all fructifying for Gemini people, and 12th bhav is of Venus, which is a Yoga Karak planet. So for Gemini people, I would say the Safal Yoga or Shubh Yoga is of Lagnesh and 5th lord, that is Mercury and Venus, if are placed together, or if in good yoga like Navpancham Yoga or 3 Ekadash Yoga, you can say Labh Yoga, 311 Yoga. Okay, in Navmansh also, if it is placed in good yoga, it will give good fruits to the native. Mercury and Venus both are Sampatti Yoga. They are creating Sampatti Yoga. They are creating Fortune Yoga also, because 5th lord and Dharma Bhav, ascendant. So it will create fortune to the native. So Mercury Venus first I will say. Second Shubh Yoga will be Saturn and Mercury. Even though both are Napunsak planets, but still it will give good fruits, as they are lord of Trikona and Kendrasthan. Then third good yuti will be Saturn and Venus. Will give very good fruits in Gemini ascendant, because Venus is 5th lord and Saturn is 9th lord. If they are placed together or are in good yogas, it will fructify good to the native. Now how it will fructify? So in the bhav where it is placed, out of 12 bhavas, it will grab the properties of features of that bhav, that karakatva, and it will grab or it will grasp the features of the nakshatra they are placed in. So nakshatra also plays very important role in Yoga-karak planets, or throughout Jyotish. Nakshatra is the base of judgment of anything. So Ashubh Yoga will be of Mars and Mercury, unless and until, as I said, that if at all Parvat Yoga or something is created, but that is a struggle yoga. We can say it is a good yoga, but I would like to add here that whenever you see Mars and Mercury placed together, or if they are having any connection with each other in the chart, these people are not very sharp talkers. I won't say that directly they give bad words or abuse to the anybody, but they will speak in such a sense कि taunting में बात करेगा always. They give such a taunt, and they are always criticizing the people. They think they are the most useful people in the society, and others are just doing like that only. And always they will speak in kataksh. In Hindi we can say kataksh में बात करते हैं. Always taunting. They will always taunt में बात करेंगे. And you know, their talks hurts a lot. And they be said whatever good qualities they must be having, just because of this quality they lose all their respect, and later on they become alone. I have seen so many charts, this yuti, they have so many good circle, but after a few months or few years they say, now I don't have any friends, no, they are no more with me, because I have got such habit. Means even though he is not confessing or she is not confessing. So now Ashubh Yoga with Mars, Saturn and Surya will be Ashubh for Gemini people. But Sun and Venus will give good fruits. Surya and Venus placement in Yuti or in Trine or in Labh Yoga will give good fruits in Gemini ascendant. So at the end I would say, for Gemini people, they must worship Ganpati Bappa, as they have to do remedies of Mars. They have to recite Ganpati Atharva Sirsha. They have to visit Ganesh temple, offer yellow flower to Ganpati because they have to do remedy of Jupiter as well. They have to visit Guru places also. They have to do remedy of Mars and Jupiter both, and then as per their position in the chart they have to do. So here I will finish with Gemini ascendant, and next we will meet with Cancer ascendant. So till that I say you bye. All the best. Be happy. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Shri Krishna.